Speed is my motto, nothing's ever holding back.
You know that one guy on the grid who says, anyone got a setup right before the lights go green? Yep, we've all heard them. This episode is about them. Welcome back to the Lone Road iRacing podcast, where we celebrate the good, the bad, and the damn right ridiculous of sim racing. And this week, oh boy, we're diving into something every single iRacer has experienced. Those infamous sayings on the grid that make you roll your eyes so hard you almost miss the start. You know the ones, the excuses, the humble brags, fuel panics, or that one driver who suddenly thinks they're the unofficial race steward. So grab your virtual helmet, because today we're counting down the top 10 most annoying things drivers say on the grid. And if you recognise yourself in one of these, don't worry, we've all been that guy at least once. So, as you may have gathered already, this episode is a bit more of a light-hearted approach and a bit of comedy. We've all been there, sat on the grid, and our fellow drivers at times are quite funny, quite annoying. But these are the top 10 that I've chosen anyway, which I've heard over the years, always make me smile, laugh and grimace. So at number 10... anybody got a setup? So this is the panic plea. There's 10 seconds left on the grid. Everyone's laser focused. Tyre temps are up and suddenly someone pipes up with, anybody got a setup? Now, if this happens in warm-up, practice, fair enough. We've all been there. We've come late. We haven't done any research. We haven't got our own setup, so we're reaching out. But on the grid, that's like turning up to a wedding and asking if anybody's got a suit you can borrow. You can hear the desperation in their voice. Guys, anybody got a setup? Baseline's awful. Meanwhile, the rest of us are sweating over our brake bias and praying for a clean launch. You can feel half the grid shaking their heads like, mate, it's a bit late for that now. Preparation is part of the race. Load your setup, check your tyre pressures, for example, and save everybody's sanity. Because if you're asking on the grid, chances are you'll be sharing replays and not trophies. We're going to move on to number 9 in a second now. If anybody is interested in some quite comical transitions, please check out the YouTube version of today's podcast as well. We're going to come back for number 9. Number 9 is, does anybody know the fuel for this race? And this one's a classic. Every iRacer has heard it. The lobby's calm, the lights are about to go red, and someone panics. Does anyone know how much fuel we need for this race? Cue chaos. Somebody yells 40 litres, another yells, nah mate, it's 25. And suddenly everyone on the grid is doubting even their own math. You can see them all frantically alt-tabbing, doing mental arithmetic like it's a GCE maths exam. Meanwhile, the guy who asked, he's already overfilled his tank and is now dragging an extra 10 kilos around for fun. Fuel strategy is free lap time. Check your stint length and your warm-up. Do a few laps. If you're asking seconds before the start, sorry, but it's already too late and you're doomed. We'll be right back again for number 8. So at number 8, where we hear the driver shouting from the grid, "I'm only here for the safety." We call him the safety farmer, the rolling chicane, the driver who moves like they're towing a caravan uphill. They mean well, of course, right? I'm only here for the safety. Translation: I will drive 10 miles under the speed limit, brake on straights, and cause more chaos than I prevent. They creep through corners like they're defusing a bomb. And if you try to pass, they panic, slam the brakes, and suddenly your ISR takes the hit. Now I get it, safety rating matters, so why can't they start from the back of the grid or even the pits? We've all had those races where you just need to finish clean, but come on, you're still in a race. Safety comes from control and not caution. If you haven't practiced, if you haven't got your race management, your racecraft to the right level for the license you're in, your safety is never going to gain anyway during a race. You don't have to crawl. You just have to be consistent, be predictable, and the SR will take care of itself. Now, at number 7, there is the age-old, I haven't practiced at all for this one. Liar, liar, race suit on fire. This is the biggest fib in iRacing history. They'll say like they're being humble. Haven't even had time to practice. Then 5 minutes later, they're setting up a qualifying lap that's 2 seconds faster than anybody else. Come on, mate, you've done 200 laps in private practice, haven't you? It's the iRacing version of I didn't study for the exam right before they ace it. Confidence isn't arrogance. If you haven't practiced, own it. If you haven't, no worries. But don't pretend to be surprised when your no practice lap magically puts you on pole. Now we're going to come back in a second for number 6 in the top 10. We're at number 6 now in the top 10. And number 6 is Watch Out, I'm Terrible in Turn 1. And this is known as the Turn 1 disclaimer. This one's always followed by something dramatic. They say, watch out, I'm terrible in Turn 1. And what happens? They're the first one to lock up, spin sideways and create a 10-car pileup. It's like announcing your crimes before you've even committed them. You can almost hear the collective groan. Yup, he wasn't lying. If you know Turn 1 is your weak spot, listeners and viewers, take a breath. Brake early and focus on exits. Clean Turn 1s don't win races, but they sure keep you in them and stops you annoying your fellow iRacers. And what about, like I've said earlier in the podcast, start from the pits or don't qualify and go to the back of the grid, and then you have no pressure, no stress going into Turn 1 with the whole field in front of you. You've only got yourself to blame if you go straight on. Now, at number 5, we have the good luck everyone, but don't wreck me. This one starts wholesome and ends passive aggressive. It's like saying, I love you, but don't mess this up. You hear it and think, oh, nice gesture, but then the driver dive bombs into turn 1 like it's a Bathurst qualifying lap. Don't wreck me is always a way of saying, I don't trust any of you. Which, let's be fair, might be justified at times, but it's still annoying. Say good luck, have fun, and leave it there. Positivity is free, and no one likes being guilt-tripped before the lights are out. Now, we're getting close now to coming into the top 4, so we will be right back. At number 4 is the mood killer. The race hasn't even started and somebody's shouting out, this track sucks. Negativity's already filling the air. This is usually said by someone who's spun twice in qualifying, hates hairpins, or just found out the grass has grip. You can almost feel them blaming the tarmac for their throttle control. Look, we all have tracks we don't like, but calling it rubbish on the grid, that's just announcing your excuses in advance. And if you don't like that track at all, why are you even going to race it? I don't get that at all. Your IR and your SR is totally vulnerable. So yeah, I just don't get that one. Every track you hate is a mirror. It shows you where you are actually weak. So instead of grumbling, grab a setup, hit the laps, and make that sucky track your best friend in the future, folks. Go practice till you're consistent. We're going to come back now to the big top 3. Okay, coming into the top 3. At number 3, somebody shouts out on the grid, iRacing needs to fix this game. Here it is. This is the ultimate excuse. Lag, tyres, netcode, physics, pit limiter, oh, I'm nodding off, weather. Whatever went wrong, it's never the driver's fault, of course. They could miss their braking point by half a postcode, and it's still not going to be their fault. It's iRacing that's broken. Sure, sometimes the sim does glitch, we all get that. But come on, 99% of the time, it's a driver problem wrapped in a digital scapegoat. Take ownership for your own mistakes. If you can spot your mistakes, guess what? You can fix them. If you blame the game every time, you're not even being honest with yourself. You'll never improve, you're never going to get faster, and you're never going to get up the iRacing ladder. So it's really strange to hear people shouting out that the game is broken. If it is that broke for you as an individual, go and race a different platform, because iRacing, honestly, is never going to be for you. We're back for number 2 now, and I wonder if any of the viewers and listeners have actually said these top 2. At number 2, viewers and listeners, who wrecked me? I'm reporting you. I'm going to put my hands up. I've definitely shouted this out. Probably not on the grid. Sometimes on the grid, actually, when somebody's not even moved in front of me or spun on the spot into me. So, hands up, I'm a number 2. The in-race lawyer. These drivers could write essays on the sporting code mid-race. Has somebody done a profile on me? This is funny. They get tag, spin, and immediately, who wrecked me? I'm reporting you. You can practically hear them scrubbing through the replay while parked on the racing line. Meanwhile, the rest of the field's still racing, and they're yelling about evidence. And I'm yelling, or this driver's yelling about evidence, timestamps, and official reviews. This is like somebody's been spying on me. It's really funny. Save the courtroom drama for after the race. Focus on recovery, not revenge. That's where real progress happens. It is frustrating, and this episode of the podcast is all about a bit of fun, as you can tell by now. So, what can we do around this kind of antic? So, I'm going to try and learn not to shout out in the race and take it 5 minutes to reflect, hopefully with a person that is happy to stay behind and discuss the incident. So, yeah, I'm definitely a number 2. Who wrecked me? I'm reporting you. Now, we're going into number 1. I don't know if you've guessed what it is yet, viewers and listeners, but we're going to come back for the number 1 reveal. Okay, we're now revealing number 1. And this has got to be the holy grail of iRacing sarcasm. Nice dive bomb, bro. The all-purpose insult. The intentional language of salt. You can make a clean overtake, and this driver shouts out, nice dive bomb. You touch wheels. Again, nice dive bomb. You exist in their mirrors. Guess what? Nice dive bomb. It's like the default insult for anything remotely competitive. And it's never said calmly, always in the half sarcastic, half furious tone, dripping with moral superiority. Now, there is a serious note to this. If you have done a proper dive bomb, come on guys and girls, we shouldn't be doing that. We're better racers than that. However, if it does happen, take a breath. If you're mad, mute the mic, watch the replay later, and maybe, just maybe, you'll see it wasn't that bad, and it maybe even wasn't a dive bomb. And if it was a dive bomb, well hey, sometimes you've just got to send it. But we don't like to admit it. So that's the top 10 that I've personally heard through my 4 years on the iRacing service. There's a few other honourable mentions that I couldn't fit in, but they actually deserve a nod. It's just a game, mate, usually said right after somebody's ruined your race. Lag, you disappeared on my screen. Translation, you wasn't even looking. What about this one? Sorry, I didn't see you. You were literally side by side. And the one was not going to be number 11 for me, which is the most daft. You broke too early. AKA, I braked too late. So there you have it. The top 10 most annoying and sometimes funny things drivers say on the grid. If you've laughed, winced or recognised yourself in today's podcast list, congratulations, you're officially part of the iRacing family. At the end of the day, we all say dumb things on the grid at times. It's nerves, adrenaline, and excitement, and we're only human. But a little self-awareness goes a long way in making those 20 laps cleaner, calmer, and more enjoyable. So next time you're about to type, anyone got a setup, or does anyone know the fuel? Just remember this episode, smile and get your prep done before lights go out. I'd love to know your picks. What sayings drive you mad on the iRacing grid? Share them on the Lone Road iRacing podcast Facebook page, or drop them in the comments on your podcast app, and I'll read the funniest ones out in the future episode. Until next time, listeners and viewers, keep it clean, keep it calm, and whatever you do, don't say, "Nice dive bomb, bro." Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the track soon. Happy iRacing.
Whatever it takes, we're racing, we're in the zone. Whatever it takes, we push hard, never alone. I'm in the cockpit, the engines roar, hear me now. We're racing circles, got a hustle, made a vow. Chasing victory, it's all or nothing on the track. Sweet is my motto, nothing's ever holding back. Whatever it takes.